MEOR is a place that you go to learn what it is to be Jewish.
Everybody who works with MEOR just really fills my life with nothing that I could find anywhere else on campus.
MEOR is the gym I go to work out my moral muscle.
My whole relationship with my religion and with my friends and with my family, everything's changed around this new vision.
Students that come to MEOR at our campuses around the country come from a wide diversity of backgrounds. We have some students that barely know that they're Jewish, and some students actually had an Orthodox upbringing. But what they all share is a passion for discovering what their Judaism is to them and how they can expand and they can grow that.
Growing up in Englewood, my parents really did give me all of the tools for a proper Jewish life. You know, they sent me to an Orthodox Jewish day school, and I never really put much thought into it. My teachers in school kind of taught it in a way that you really couldn't question it.
I went to a Jewish school through 8th grade. Then I went to just a regular prep school.
I was Jewish in the sense that I had bagels and lox on, on the weekends, but I didn't really, go much deeper.
My father isn't Jewish, my mother is. Going to my grandma's on Christmas and Easter and the holidays like that.
I grew up with some semi-conservative, semi-reform, whatever that meant type of thing. I didn't live in a Jewish community, I didn't have any Jewish friends. I had my bar mitzvah and that was it was over for me.
The Jewish community as a whole, unfortunately, is in a state of decline. Additionally, there are the forces of anti-Semitism that have been gaining strength on campus, and students can find themselves in a very ambivalent space.
I can't speak for other college campuses, but at NYU, it can be really challenging and really isolating.
In my junior year of college, I started dating very seriously a non-Jewish girl. When I got to the point where we started talking about whether we were going to raise our children Jewish, did I wake up and say, well, wait a second, I care that my kids are Jewish. I want to have a Jewish household, but I didn't know why.
I had no Jewish involvement on campus because I was scared to do it. I felt like an outcast and I didn't know enough to be a part of any kind of Jewish community.
There's a lot of social goings on, there's a lot of parties and this and that, but unless you want to go and just be a social Jew, there aren't enough people who want to engage you in an intellectual, rich, personal way.
In MEOR, the students are able to engage in a meaningful way, not simply in tradition, not simply socially, but exploring the deeper meanings and the whys rather than the whats.
MEOR's flagship program on campus is called the Maimonides Fellowship. It functions like an academic seminar. It's a semester long, and we deal with core issues of Jewish leadership, of the problems that they're being faced with today. They want to see how Judaism is relevant, and how it's groundbreaking, and how it's inspiring.
Having a program like MEOR on campus for kids like me, I think it's so important because I wish I had known about it earlier. I wish I hadn't spent an entire year here, sort of living an ignorant lifestyle.
Only once being exposed to MEOR did I really explore my Jewish identity. It was really the first time in my whole life that I thought about Israel in a real way.
MEOR definitely started as a philosophical journey for me. I was actually an ethics minor at Emory, so my degree always had me questioning what's right and what's wrong, and I never thought about it from a Jewish perspective. So when my MEOR rabbi approached me and started providing Jewish answers to questions, it really got my mind running, and it sort of took off.
They're so passionate about what they do, they're willing to, shape the experience to the individual, which I think is why so many people keep coming back.
We're not only providing students with a variety of options on campus, but we also provide them with a diversity of programs off campus. We have a program called MEOR Israel, which offers students an ability to both learn and tour and see the country. For those students who are looking for a more serious learning program, who are not interested in the touring, we have a program called MEOR Vision. We have another program called MEOR J Internship for those students who are looking to combine learning and working for the summer. In addition, we've created a program called MEOR Poland, which allows students to connect to that aspect of our heritage. Whatever they're looking for, whatever they want to achieve, we've built a program to help them get there.
The MEOR Israel trip was the first time I'd ever experienced what it means to live Jewishly. I got to see into this beautiful world of relationships and family life that would make up any other human experience, but how they're enhanced and how they were beautified through Judaism.
That was the first time I'd ever been to Israel, and it pretty much changed my life. I think everyone says that, but I really do mean it, and I think that is reflected in how much I've been involved since.
That really opened my mind, it expanded my horizons, and got me thinking much deeper about my relationship to Judaism and what it meant to me.
You know, I came back thinking I was just taking another trip, but actually learning a lot more about myself, I think, than a country.
When you get off a plane and you're in a bus and you're driving through foggy, cold Warsaw, and you realize what the community was like, and now it's all gone. It's a pretty humbling experience. You realize, you know, what we were and, you know, what we could be here in New York or any other city if we, as a Jewish people, were more engaged and connected.
It's impossible to go on MEOR Poland without feeling moved. Very few days actually go by where my life now is not affected by something I did in that trip.
There's no one way that a person's Judaism is meant to play itself out. We're an orchestra, we're a tapestry. There's so many different colors and so many unique hues of Jewish expression. And when you sit back and you can pull the wide angle out a little bit and see what's really there and see what MEOR has been privileged to create, it's a very beautiful thing.
Right now I'm the Associate Director of AJC New York, which really was a product, frankly, of my college experience with MEOR.
There were a lot of factors that brought me to Israel and to the IDF. And MEOR at Penn was a very big reason why I followed through with my plan to get here.
I am teaching full-time at a Reform synagogue on the east side. I had an after-school Hebrew school program, so it's a giant program. There's almost 900 kids.
I'm married. I got married in August. I have a wonderful wife. She's in medical school. I'm in law school now, soon to be a lawyer, so we both work very hard. We don't have a lot of free time. But now, you know, my wife and I both keep Shabbat. And it's a really beautiful thing. It's the one time of the week where we actually get to just be in each other's presence and, you know, talk and have in-depth conversation and connect, and that's been great.
After I graduated from Penn, NBA teams were interested. I was flying all around the country to work out for NBA teams. I had 3 offers. I could have gone to France to play, to Italy to play, or I had 3 offers here in Israel. And I've been in Israel playing basketball professionally. I was in Hapoel Yerushalayim for the first 3 months, and then I found myself here in Ashdod, and it's been an amazing experience.
I'm in school to do environmental law, but next year I'm going to be in Israel. I'm working in the Supreme Court, and I wouldn't be where I am today without my Maimonides program, without MEOR.
Since coming back, I've actually got engaged to a MEOR girl. My parents love her, and I think her parents like me. And we're very excited to take what we've learned in MEOR and to build a family on that foundation.
MEOR is great when you're single, but when you're married, you trust me, you will love the knowledge and the ideals and the insights that you've gained here, because believe me, they will come in handy.
It really boosted my Jewish pride and my Zionistic pride and my Israel pride, and MEOR really did open my eyes to that, and I'm really happy because now I'm very involved in plenty of Israel advocacy groups and Jewish groups.
What I'm really excited to do down the road is be in the Navy, serve the country, and fly some planes. I'm not going to be a naval officer for my entire life, but being a Jew is something that lasts forever.